Hi everyone, Piet and Grada from the Purple House Wellness Center. Good evening.
Hello everyone.
Tonight we want to share a little bit about how you can detox your body when it's springtime, because it's spring in Australia.
Spring now, yep.
I'm looking at Peter to see if he agrees with what I'm saying. Because Peter
Still a bit cool, but it's springtime, so time for spring cleaning.
That's right. So this is a good time of the year because your body supports the action of a spring clean, because that's what your body wants to do. The same as that you get the urge to clean out your cupboards because the days are longer and so on. In the last few years, Pete and I have just been unpacking so much stuff every week because we've moved our business around several times, and the kids, even though the kids left home years ago, some of them probably fairly recent, but so we're always taking stuff to the tip, and we just don't know where it's coming from. And then we started to think, well, this is actually the same in our bodies.
And then the other day when we had a workshop, the drain from the kitchen sink blocked.
Yeah, it was, of course, it had to be blocked when I had a reflexology workshop.
So that posed a bit of a problem, but we eventually unblocked it. But we have to look at ourselves as well as our house and our environment and clean the rubbish out of our internal
so we had to
pipework.
Peter meant to actually tell you the rest of the story. So the pipe became blocked from maybe 20 years of kind of grease that went down the pipe, even though we were careful, but 20 years, it still gradually builds up. And the pipe goes under some cement, so it's like, it wasn't as if we could dig up the pipe or anything. So we had to, which is the same in your body, like you can't cut your body open and open up all your pipes and works and stuff like that. You have to clean it from the inside out, so people
I had to continually just pour in enzymes that ate away the fat and the grime and the whatever was clogging it up, and then I'd leave it for a while and poke a hose with hot water down it to try and shift it, and then put more enzymes down, and eventually Monday morning after the weekend it unblocked, thankfully.
That's right, yoo-hoo! Because we thought, oh my goodness.
I didn't have to crack up the concrete.
That's right. So what happens in your body if your pipes block up? Things like you have cardiovascular disease, so like you need bypass surgery, and the same, your liver has pipes.
And we often clog our liver up with stored fat from too many sugars and high starch carbohydrates, and that really clogs the liver up. So the liver is the detoxification organ that gets rid of the waste out of the body, and that waste is meant to be there to digest the fats. It's like the enzymes that unclog my drain, that ate up the fat so it unclogged, and that's what the bile does in our small intestine. It dissolves or digests the fats, breaks them down so we can use them as energy.
Yeah, so not many people, I'll just quickly explain what bile is, right? Bile is the missing link really that a lot of natural therapists don't talk about. They talk about bowel cleanse and other type of cleanses, but your body has its own fantastic declogger, and that's bile, because bile is it's very, very caustic. What would you compare it to? Maybe what is some really caustic substance? Caustic is alkaline, right? Caustic soda or lye even. I mean, you don't put your hands in lye, so it wouldn't be that bad. But bile has a pH of 9, which is incredibly alkaline or caustic. And so your liver produces nearly a liter of that a day, which is incredible. And it drops it into your intestines, and it sterilizes your intestines, and it kills candida, kills all the wrong bacteria. So your body is actually...
Plus it neutralizes the acid food coming out of the stomach, so the small bowel is neutral.
That's right.
Neither acid or alkaline, which it needs to be.
And so your body is like an amazing self-cleansing machine, really. It's not really like your house, in a sense that if you don't touch your house, how quickly it gets dirty. Whereas our bodies are so amazing. It's just always, it's a self-cleaning, self-healing machine, right? But spring is a really good time to support your body action. So we want to go over a few things, how you can do that really, really easy. So
our liver probably does need a little bit of assistance these days, because apparently we're subjected to as many toxins in one day as our grandparents were during their whole lifetime.
Yeah, like saying 85 years worth of toxins. We get that now every single day, which is incredible. It's incredible that we still
Just
live, really.
the food industry and how they're packed and
the water and the rain and everything. So, but having said that, humanity is incredibly resilient, right? So we should respect our body and all that. So the most logical one is liver tone. So liver tone is really, really a great product. How much is it? I have on the glass.
$60 for a couple of months worth.
Yeah, how many tablets?
That's 240 capsules.
Oh, yeah.
And
okay.
two a day is what the dosage is.
So that's actually is then.
It's 3 months worth,
yeah.
probably. Yep.
So that's awesome. This is a really, really high quality one. So your liver is also the boss of your lymphatic system, because the liver is 80% lymphatic system, right? So if you have swelling in your body, or you always on fluid retention and all that, liver tone is really, really good.
And any bitter herb is very good for the liver.
Swedish bitters.
So Swedish bitters.
Yeah.
Can you tell the history of it?
Yeah, okay. I love Swedish bitters. So it's a mixture of maybe 20 different herbs, and the recipe is 500 years old. It was created in 1400s or something like that. Then it went underground and disappeared for a while, and then Dr. Samst from Sweden, that's why it's called Swedish bitters, he discovered the recipe again, and he created Swedish bitters, and he lived till he was 104 years old when he fell off his horse when he was horse riding. So here he is, a 104-year-old doctor, very active still. He fell off his horse, and that's how he died. So he had Swedish bitters. And I've included that story in the post so you can read it. So how much is that, Pete? So Swedish bitters is awesome.
$28.
Pete, and this will last you for years
500
and years.
ml.
Because you only need like a teaspoonful a day in a little bit of water, or maybe 2 teaspoons.
Or a teaspoonful.
But actually you can use it on wounds, on cuts, for headache, compresses. Internally and externally, it's so safe. It comes with precautions, but that's because in our modern day they always have to put on things like don't have it when you have diarrhea, don't have it when you have symptoms of this or that, but that's exactly what it's made for, right? One time we had a friend.
Had a friend who had really bad reflux.
Yes. I was thinking. He came from South America, and he came here with like diarrhea, really bad diarrhea. He'd already lost 6 kilos. And he stayed with us, and I made him a mixture of Swedish bitters and a few other things. And overnight, he just got better.
But so, he had reflux as well as diarrhea, and it, cured him in quick time.
So Pete and I have always had Swedish bitters already, because I knew about it as a teenager, because I was into herbs and stuff. And so our kids grew up with it basically. So that's a really, really good one. It's great for nausea as well. And so then this is another really good detox. So Pete, do you want to talk about this a little bit?
It's
complete food.
It is really a complete food. 2 teaspoons for a day for adults is mixed in water is a meal, really. It's got
everything in
about 40 different nutrients, but also some really good herbs for the liver. It's got pre and probiotics, enzymes,
proteins, chlorophyll. So actually, what green powders do, I'll just give you a little spiel on green powder. So all green powder, by the way, is full of magnesium, because it's full of chlorophyll. The central atom is magnesium, and in your body that turns into iron really quickly.
And the hemoglobin. So
it's really good for your blood. So it's also a blood tonic. And what else was I going to say? I was going to say heaps more, suddenly gone blank. So, I know what I was going to say. So green powders, they bind with heavy metals, you know, so like heavy metals is cadmium, mercury, arsenic.
Split chlorella is one to get rid of all the heavy metals, particularly mercury.
And everyone has heavy metals, so all heavy metals are neurotoxins. So they jam up your nervous system, they make you jittery, they make you so you can't think, they make your face droopy, they give you twitches, and it's in our rainwater, so again you can't avoid it. It's in mercury, is in lots of things. So all green powders help to detox, they bind with that. So and so on top of that you get good nutrition, right? It's nutrition and a detox at the same time.
So the things that cause disease are nutrient deficiencies or toxins.
Both, usually both.
Usually both,
you're deficient in a good thing and you have too much of a bad thing in it. You know, your body gets out of kilter, and if it goes on too long, you know, it can't get the wheels back on the road.
So something to give you lots of good nutrients and detox at the same time is...
And you can put it in water, so the easiest thing is you just mix some water.
Or in a smoothie. We now have it instead of the bioraculus, which we can't get anymore, so we get that from an Australian supplier.
Yeah.
And it's the Ultimate Vitality Boost Pack is another terrific way to help detox your body. The Beetflow gets the waste flowing out of the liver.
Beetflow gets an honorary mention because it's actually our best-selling product.
And then
and we can't always get it, but we have it at the moment.
Yeah, restoring the good intestinal bacteria is a must every day. Even if you're really well, we really need to be replacing those every day.
That's right. So I just want to mention, do you know how many good bacteria we are meant to have in our body?
Well,
it's the size of your liver, literally. So it's like several kilos, actually. And apparently...
90% of the DNA we carry around belong to
our bacteria.
The bacteria.
Good bacteria. So like this whole thing about washing your hands and stuff like that, it makes no sense when you think about that. Our body, you just need to think of our body as an island or just a community of bacteria living together, right?
Ecosystem.
That's right. So especially if you sanitize your hands a lot with hand sanitizer, you totally need to supplement with really good probiotics, because the hand sanitizer goes into your skin, into your bloodstream, goes into your tummy, and kills all your good gut bacteria, which undermines your immune system. So that's an issue that I always warn people. When you wash your hands, just use hot water.
Hot water and plain soap is the best.
That's right. So
I had a young girl brought to me, and she said she was the only child in her class that washed her hands with soap and water in her class. All the rest just used the toxic...
It's very toxic.
Hand sanitizers.
Yeah, on top of the fact that it destroys your good probiotics, which is your immune system. My mind goes blank. Yeah, it's a hormone disruptor. Sorry, I'm a bit...
And the liver is in charge of breaking down hormones as well, so...
And for children, they can't have their hormones disrupted, right? Because fertility, for instance, is a really, really big issue. And every generation is less fertile. So, like, if they want to have children later, they might be struggling with falling pregnant or keeping, having a healthy pregnancy, right? This goes for both boys and girls. So the sperm count today in what's considered a healthy male, compared that to the 1940s. That would have been 6 sperm, right? And it's considered normal now. So you have to just be really aware of how we are devolving in a sense like that.
There was an experiment done with healthy cats. They were fed just a processed food diet, and 3 generations further on, they were
They couldn't have
infertile.
kittens anymore.
They couldn't have kittens. So that was lack of enzymes in the food that they were eating.
So we have enzymes
Enzymes
in the Ultimate Fertility Boost. I didn't put them down actually, but the Omnizyme is a really good enzyme. It just contains all different kinds of enzymes. If I think back, like of Peter and me, what's been the one thing, like there's been several things, right, but one keystone thing that really changed our life, that was a complete game changer for Peter and me, it was definitely enzymes.
Yeah.
So that's about 20 years ago when we discovered enzymes.
I used to suffer with quite bad depressive, dark moods.
And food allergies.
And food allergies, but the moods were things that nearly broke up our marriage. It was, I hated being there, but when I was introduced to enzymes, they turned my life around.
That's right. Then really, Peter was able to be his, like, the best self, right? The happy, chappy, best self, because enzymes, they're catalysts in our body, so they are behind all the reactions in our body. So they,
if I'd had those all my life, I wouldn't have been moody and depressed, and I'm sure, because I was allergic to milk when I was an infant, developed other allergies to different foods, and if I'd had an enzyme mix, I'm sure I would have been fine, because my digestive system now is
good,
cast iron. I can eat anything, and
that's right, you can.
It's
and your energy is
and
good.
With the Beetflow and the enzymes, I can say I'm not like a typical male that you can hear going to the bathroom first thing in the morning.
Peter means, I want to talk about it actually.
That farts all the way.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I don't suffer with that.
No, that's true. So I actually thought I should mention it too. How do you know if it's like your stomach, if you don't produce enough stomach acid, because that's another big issue, or if it's your liver? So sometimes, and a lot of the time it's both. Both need a bit of help. Well, Beetflow actually does help both. But if you burp a lot, you most likely really need more stomach acid, so you need beta and HCl, right? But if you fart a lot, like if you're
bloating with gas,
gas and farting, that's really more a liver problem, right?
Bile flow problem.
Yeah. And so that's a classic joke, isn't it? That blokes get up in the morning and they have to do really big farts. So then you need to have enzymes in Beetflow. You need the Ultimate Fertility Boost, because actually what it means is your body isn't breaking down the food properly, right?
Yeah, and you're not getting the energy from
and
your
it doesn't
food.
matter how you change your diet. It's not really going to help, because you need to just find the key that flicks that on, and then you're out of the woods. Then your body can pretty much break down all foods, especially if you make them healthy, of course. So the Ultimate Fertility Boost has 4 ingredients: Beetflow, enzymes, a heal and seal your gut thingies, and a key mineral that I can't mention the name of, but you can look it up anyway. It will tell you if you're in. So this key mineral supplement is needed by all the cells in your body.
You can download our free Ultimate Vitality Boost booklet. And
then we're talking
about
have
all the information.
Green smoothie, right? So you can actually detox yourself while you eat. So we're not really, Peter and I, we don't generally promote, a fast, not for everyone, right? But I mean, if you're strong and healthy, a fast can definitely be a really good thing, or regular fasting can be really, really good for healthy people. But
intermittent fasting can help people start accessing their own
stem cells,
fat stores to produce energy from. So it's a good weight loss. Yeah,
and it's good to
that's a fast from tea time one day to about 11 o'clock the next day.
Yeah. So it's actually called intermittent eating, really. Like you only eat over an 8-hour period of your day, say from 12 till 8, at 12 at noon until 8, and then you don't eat till the next day. And that's a really good way as well to kickstart the stem cells, which are your immune cells. But sometimes, I just wanted to say this, we've had clients who were very, very sick, and they had fasted, on their own accord, and they didn't get any better from that.
Well, they got worse.
They got worse, and some people nearly died by the time they came to us. So it's the same for everyone. There's not one, how do I say it? It's not one fit all. Like, everyone is so different. So you do have to listen to your own body, and your body's needs at different times of your life. You have different needs as well, and you have to just be really, really careful, right? So another good way to detox as well, in my opinion, is like things like hot baths, Epsom salt baths. And what helps me, I'm different to Peter, but my body needs to rest. So what really helps me is sometimes if I just stay in bed for 2 days, which I actually hardly ever do. But I mean, I know that it does help my body, and then it gets a complete reset. So I just get to relax, and the body then goes like, oh, she isn't moving, now I can clean out the cupboards and all the rest, and I feel much better after 2 days. And I believe that there are lots of women in particular, men too maybe, but it might be more a female thing, who really need to rest. You need to rest your body sometimes. A rest is short for restoring, and the body can goes to work, so it starts to restore all your systems. And I lie in bed with the windows and the curtains open and listen to the birds and the trees and watch the clouds go by and drink a bit of water. And Peter is happy because I'm not in his hair. But Peter's different. Your body always wants to move, doesn't it? So for Peter's body, it might be better if he moved. So everyone is different, right? And so you really need to tune into body. If I lie in bed for 2 or 3 days, I even lose weight as well. Right, so I don't put on any weight. That helps my body to lose weight, because it's not so much busyness, and it's like the gas bottles, literally my tanks fill up. So I just want you to know that there's that option as well for people who are just feeling tired all the time. Your body's telling you to rest,
rather than giving
pushing it away.
Stressful or hard exercise to thinking that that's going to do you good, because sometimes it doesn't. It's putting the body under a lot more stress than what it should be. That's
right. So your body knows best. Your body absolutely knows everything. It's totally amazing. And when there is conflict or we don't listen to it, if we're listening to our heads rather than our hearts and our body, and we keep doing it and you keep doing it, you really end up in trouble. So that's our advice. Support your body, drink water as well, or nice herbal teas. If your body says rest, do that, and then also have gentle exercises.
And give your liver a bit of assistance that it needs, because we are subject to a lot of toxins.
And your liver actually filters your entire blood volume every 3 minutes. So that's totally amazing. And you have a new liver every 6 weeks.
Apparently, women that use a lot of makeup, their livers are under a lot of stress, because over a year, that's quite
I think 5 pounds of... That sounds crazy, doesn't it? But it goes through the skin into the liver,
Quite a lot to do.
But looking on the bright side, like what are we now, middle of October, so by the time Christmas comes along, you've already got a completely new liver compared to today, right? So that's how quickly it goes. So so your body is always heading towards health. I want you to know that it's not heading towards disease. That's not normal. It's more normal for your body and natural to be healthy. So you can support, and we've got heaps of products, like you can see behind me, oopsie, and then so behind Peter, and there's more on the other side as well. So come and check us out and say hello. We're here Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursdays.
9 till 5.
We're open 9 to 5, so just drive in and say hello and chat with us, or do booking for a session or order the products online. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Pete, oh, you cut out. Sorry. Sorry. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions or if you want us to talk about a topic in particular, let us know and just put it in a comment or send us a personal message. Thanks everyone for listening.
Have a good
really
week.
good week.
Yep.
Enjoy the sunshine. Bye.